Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the workshop. We're on the present front again today. We're going to be making some Christmas presents for my scout leaders instead of my friend this time. Very appreciative of what they do for us. There's two of them. They do all sorts of stuff for us at Scouts. So in order to give back, I generally try and give them a Christmas present every year. Normally it's a couple of beers. This year though, we tried to make it a bit more personal. My mum and I have been chutneying and preserving things all year long throughout the year. So we've been setting aside one of each chutney along with the Christmas card to go into a Christmas hamper of lovely foods for them to have this year. Now, for each hamper, of course, we were thinking about cardboard boxes. All of a sudden, we were struggling to find one the right shape and size and things. All of a sudden it occurred to me, hang on a minute, I've got tons of pallet wood in the shed. Why don't I go and make them a personal, very rustic, handmade wooden box to put their hampers in, which Mum thought was a very good idea, so that's what we're going to be doing today. Now, off camera, last weekend, no, not actually, it was in the week after school one night, I came and made this one. That was my first attempt to get a bit of get my eye in. It went very well actually, so we'll just be doing the other one today. Right, so for the box here we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boards that are 16 inches long, and we need 1, 2, 3, 4 that are 13 inches long. With those cut, I'm going to now cut this something like 1/2 inch by 1 inch. We need 2 of these to make the straps along the bottom here to hold the bottom together. I'm using this slightly bigger one, that's probably like 1 by 2 inches, something like that, for the verticals, just so that the box isn't raised off the surface, whatever it's on, as high, because this is that much thinner. Just that slimmer profile I think will be more ideal. So we just need the 2 of these and we'll need 4 of those. Right, I've got these lined up and I'm now going to talk to you about how I'm holding this whole box together. Now, it would be nice and easy with screws, but we're keeping this project rustic and handmade, and I mean, look at them, they look like they've got strawberries in them from the village harvest or whatever. So I'm going to be using nails, which I don't use that often at all, but I mean, it gives me an opportunity to have my hanger in, my hammer in the dangler loop here. I don't know what it is, I just love having it hanging on my leg there, it just feels so cool. So I'm rambling away. We need these ones, we need these little ones, and most of all we need these middle-sized ones. So we're going to use these little ones on these boards here, just because of the relatively narrow depth, because of these in that thinner bit there, and it's only a board thickness. So I'm going to be putting 3 on the outer ones and then 2 on the middle ones. I almost forgot. I inherited just a few days ago actually this chopping board from my mum. She's used it for cooking for as long as I can remember, but she's now got some new ones. So I think it would be great to have in here for when I'm doing things like this. When I was doing the practice, I had 2 long nails initially, and I kept putting holes in my worktop, which I don't want, because as soon as water goes in that hole, then my worktop's going to start rotting. So it's going to be very helpful to have this underneath whatever I'm hitting. The same applies to when I'm using the axe and stuff like that, just so that when I go through, and instead of putting a gash or a hole in my worktop, it will just go in the chopping board. Okie dokie, that's got the bottoms done, looking good so far. We'll now go on to making these sides here. We're on the floor now to assemble these three pieces, and I am going to need Matthew's help for this, so we might have to have a bit of a jiggle around with the filming in a second. But as well as obviously having the four sides tied together with nails going into these pieces, we also need to hold the sides onto the bottom. Now I could just run some nails up through there, but it's much more interesting to put some longer screws through this board here at the bottom and then into this very thin board here. So that's what I need Matthews for, is to hold this like this for me, so that I can then get two hands and do a nice straight nail down through into the boards here, because the last time when I was doing it on my own, I did have a couple stick out through the bottom and have to redo them. Okay, we've got those two sides on. It's now a three-sided box. So we now need to go outside and select another board to make the two ends out of. Well, I do try and leave in my mistakes as well as my successes. We were about to start putting the ends on the box, and I realised that these buttons that are on the inside on this box are on the outside on that box, which means that I've put these sides on that when it was the wrong way up. So we're now going to take those off, flip it over and put them back on again. The trickiest bit, we'll just do it all over again. Right, after an hour of my life wasted, 3 new 16-inch boards, a new stack of kindling, and now the sun has gone down, we're back to where we were and we can start going forward again. So I'm now going to put these two on either end at the bottom, and then we will need to start making the handles in the top two. You going? Excellent. I'll just cut that bit out. Right, these are going to be the two that make the top two. There, now we've nailed those on down there. Have a look. Nailed those two on the bottom. So for these ones here, we need to draw on some handles, and we want about, it's only got to be rough, about that sort of shape there, and we'll do the other one like this. So we're going to get the drill out and the chisels. Another thing I forgot to mention is my brand new chopping board broke, but there we go, it's only plastic, and I think it's because it's got that flex in it there. That's why it went, but it's still functional for now, so. Next on these boards is just rasp the insides out to make them smooth, and then we'll be on the other one. Okay everyone, we got there in the end. Really happy with how the boxes turned out. It's nice to I like the way they're made of recycled pallet wood and mostly recycled nails as well. I think my scout leaders are really going to enjoy them and enjoy the Christmas present as well once we've got the chutneys in there. So thank you very much for watching. Please do be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.